Hi, today is April 28th, 2018, and everyone is kind of like really knocked off about this whole Bill Cosby thing, okay? Um, and whether he did it or not, we don't know other than the people who were there and God. That's the only one. The courts don't even know. They have to make a decision. I think they made a decision they're supposed to make a decision based off of the facts, which brings me to this topic of Bill Cosby, okay? We are in a definite crazy state of emergency that people are not looking at, okay? I've been abused. I've had that kind of issues. I've been raped. I've been, all of that. But there are laws and principles that govern this world, that govern our country that we call America, okay? And these laws are designed to protect us, to serve justice, and to establish, most of all, a standard of order, okay? These are the principles that we follow in order to maintain structure, okay? Now, we go against that, anytime we go against that, then we are doing a disservice to other people, okay? This whole entire time, whether he did or not, the facts, they had no facts other than I said he did it, somebody else said he did it. They didn't have any proof or anything like that. Another thing was it was a statute of limitations. The statute of limitations, when you go and you talk and you try to get someone incriminated for assault or anything like that, it is a time limit, okay? This is 30, 40, 50 years later. And our law states that we have a law that states that it's a limitation on when you can file this, okay? Whether they are rich or poor, single, unsingle, no matter what they believe in, we have laws for that, okay? Um, what this jury and what this judge and what the whole system just did to Bill Cosby was messed up because they said forget these limitations. I'm doing what I'm gonna feel, and some people didn't. The jurors didn't have a choice over it. They just heard the situation, and based off of that, they made their decision. And it's like, but you don't see any facts. There are no concrete evidence. Okay, it's just hearsay. This person said this. I said this. My word against yours. And if we were to live in a society like that, which is gonna open up a whole can of worms. Anybody can just come off the street, whether they're telling the truth or not. Now, do I believe that this stuff happened to these women? Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. But do I think that it was, were they willing participants? Yes, I believe they were willing participants. I think some of them really weren't, but most of them were. Um, but like I said, that is just my opinion. What is happening in our atmosphere is that we as a society, not even just as a city, a nation, as a country, as a whole, people all around the world are not looking at what is going on, okay? Something is tapping into our emotions to the point where we are no longer obeying laws, okay? Right is turning out to be wrong, is viewed as wrong, and wrong is turning out to be right, okay? People submitting to others, being kind to others is seen as a weakness now, okay? Being kind to people is being seen as a weakness. Or when in order to open your mouth and go against, to say something that is not, voice your opinion and say, I don't believe something is right. Um, when you know it's not right, it's turning out to be wrong, okay? If you don't fill out with the majority of what the media is telling you, um, you're considered as unpatriotic. You're considered as a person that doesn't love their nation. While there are people who hate, black people, they hate Chinese people, they just hate. They got hate in their hearts and their guts, and they're considered nationalists. Okay, how can you be a nationalist? I don't, I don't want to deal with anything that deals with nation or nation. If that's the case, if I'm spreading out hate, nationalists, you hating gays, you hating uh color of their skin, orientation, handicaps. You're a nationalist instead of being a white supremacist, saying that you think you're superior than other people. That's considered as being patriotic instead of demonic, as what it is. And with this case, I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm definitely not saying that, because when you get into that arena and people don't understand, you play a game. It's sometimes it's a game. And some people don't know what they're signing up for. And once they do, either they back out and they turn around, and sometimes you get stripped from everything that you worked hard for. And then other people play the game and they think that they're going to still be on top, but then when they try to pull back and say, "Look, I've done my dues," and pull back, I don't want to have anything else to do with this. And then sometimes they get mad and tap you out. And I think that's kind of what happened. That's just my perspective. Okay, and me just seeing a little bit of stuff from my personal experience. Okay, my personal experience. And um yeah, I don't want to get into deep into that testimony. But like I told you, I wanted pageants and all that other stuff, but I was around the world is real small. Okay, the world is real small. You can get around people um really close. You can get around celebrities and all that. It's not like it's too far away from you and you see some stuff that you just wish you didn't see. But like I said, with this case, um to all the people who were victims, I'm not going against you. um you do deserve justice. No one needs to violate you. I know what it feels to be um violated. um but I want to say to the judicial system, people, as Americans, um, people all across the world, we need to wake up and see what is going on in this room, because this is not just a physical, stance. This is a spiritual stance. Everything that we do deals with the spirit first, and something is happening in our atmosphere where right is becoming wrong. Okay, to have your own opinion is seen as you are being chaotic, and you're trying to cause chaos and separation. Um, and that's not the case. Or when you voice your opinions, like I said, that is outside of the norm, it is seen as if you are demonic, okay? Just like the Islams, the people who are Muslims, right? Now, they're considered more people. They're getting this whole agitation of people calling them, these are terrorists, and they're Muslim terrorists, and these are Asian terrorists, and everyone's getting into this whole fear. And it's like, why do you have to put a title on a terrorist? If it's somebody who's attacking someone, it's a real terrorist. They're just a terrorist, okay? They can be white, black, Asian, no matter what. But notice the ones that they do, because there are terrorists that they never talk about. What about the ones who bomb people and um they're looking for now? They're on the terrorist list, big, huge. They come out and say that they really hate people, and they terrorize countries, and they don't get them, but they get the smaller ones, the people who are small, who just feel like they want to stand for equality or voice their opinions. Whether I agree with you or not, you are entitled to voice your opinions. Um, but like I said, and you shouldn't have to worry about fear of losing your job, or fear of getting killed or getting locked up because you're voicing your opinions. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who are taking away your freedom of speech, all that other stuff, even with the guns. Now we got all this stuff with the people with the guns. Okay. Guns don't kill people, okay? People kill people, okay? And sometimes they are overwhelmed by a spirit. It's always a spirit that, that overtakes them. So we just have to be mindful of that. And for them to take away guns, that's taking away another liberty, okay? People just need to wake up. This has nothing to do, like I said, if you are a victim of that man or any type of violence, sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental, look, I'm sorry. I pray that you get some help, and I hope that you do go against that person. But, um, and this has nothing to do with you guys. I'm talking about the physical, well, the spiritual standpoint of our nation right now. We are considered the strongest nation, okay? And for us to be very arrogant right now and not following our own procedures, the own principles that we had that were, following God and everything like that, for us not to do it, it's going to send a huge ripple effect, a huge curveball into our atmosphere, okay? And it will leave us destitute, okay? So, um, just remember that. I wasn't talking about anything else. Like I said, the victims. I hope you do find some comfort in knowing that you are loved, you are protected, um, and there are people who actually stand by you. And I hope that you get the help that you need, because you guys are gonna need a lot of counseling if you held this, especially if you held this on for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Um, and that's coming from somebody who did come from counseling. It takes a lot because it wears on you. It wears on you. So um, I'm praying for you, all that. Um, and I'm also praying for my country. America, especially Haiti too. Um, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the spirit realm, and if you are not watchful, our state, we're going into a whole huge turntable with that. So I needed to say that. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack, and that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Feel free to put it down. Um, whether I respond to it or not, probably won't. But hey, to each his own. To anyone who's ever been abused, this is not an attack to you, so don't come to me like that. Um, has nothing to even do with the whole attacks. Like I said, this is dealing with the spiritual state of America, and most of all, this case serves as a precedent. Okay, when you go into court cases, they base cases off, has this ever been done before? Okay, what has transpired has um it has been done before during the Jim Crow years, when people just accused, just like Emmett Till, you did this, and they found out he didn't. They knew already that he didn't, but this boy went to prison. He went to jail. He was incarcerated, and then he was beaten to death. Okay, um, this happened with that whole precedent, that was a precedented case. I'm sorry, that was a precedented case, meaning that it was never done. So the first one always leads as the standard to the next one. Okay, so since this has happened, anyone can go into court, and this is what we're going to see, the whole ripple effect, okay? Everyone's seeing this with the Bill Cosby thing. They're like, people are divided. Yes, it finally got justice for the victims and blah, blah, this and that. And women's power. And then the women's groups, women power, feminists, blah, blah, blah. And then you see all the other people, well, he didn't do this and blah, blah, this. And, you see all that breakdown. But what this precedented case does is it opens the window for anyone off the street to go and say, I'm mad at this person. Since I'm mad at this person, I can go and accuse this person of doing this to me and have no proof. And it is a good possibility that they can go to prison because it sounds believable. And if I get enough people to corroborate around my story and say the same thing and make it sound close, then it's a better chance to do that. And there are some people who do that, okay? I've witnessed that. I've been around some people who are very demonic and very evil, and they will do this, okay? Don't think for a second. I used to think that people were like that, people weren't like that. They weren't mean or anything, or they wouldn't take time to um tear you down, okay? They will, okay? Especially if you are a child of God, okay? Or you any type of faith base, they're gonna try to knock you down, knock you out. If you know that there's a higher power, oh, they really gonna try to do. You do something that they think that they should do, they're gonna try to knock you down. You say you don't want to be part of their whole monster plan anymore. They're gonna try to take you down. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to break you. You know, and then when they see they can't break you, then they try to kill you or they try to join you. And then when they see, that kind of thing. So, but we're gonna see a whole floodgate of that. We're gonna see a lot of people who are vengeful of other people, and it's not gonna just start. It's not gonna start with the little people. It starts from the top. Just like we just had our president. Like I said before, I wish that he wasn't. Not to say God is not God, because His word has to be fulfilled, and that's why this is happening. But for this man who has no ethical values. He has no moral values for his family. It sounded like he was pimping his stepdaughter. Like, if she wasn't my daughter, I'll date her. Like, who says that? Who says that? Who says that? Saying vulgarity, and I'm not gonna knock it and say that, none of the politicians do this, because I definitely believe in human nature. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Okay, I've seen people do some stuff that they shouldn't have been doing, that you wouldn't even believe that they do, but they do. Okay, so um, not to say that, but for a person to become a leader who is blatantly not a leader, who hates everyone, who cares nothing about the people that he shepherds, nothing about, because that's a leadership, so that's a shepherd, that's an underdog. You're supposed to be watching and taking over America, making sure America gets straight. This whole make America great again, it's all, if you're doing this, then how can you go and say bad things about people who you just don't care about, who are part of America? Whether gay, straight, black, white, orange, purple, Haitian, Democratic, Republican, it doesn't matter. You're the president now. Democratic and Republican is out the window for you now. Okay? It is about the American people and making sure that we are together and unified, and that the whole world knows that we stand together united. But we have a person who doesn't show that. He says that, but he never shows that. He goes out and he displays and acts the way that he wants to act, and not understanding or having remorse that his actions is consequences for America, okay? Because he is the face of America. He is no longer Donald Trump. He is the face of America, okay? When people look at him, they don't say this is Donald Trump, okay? They say this is the president, this is the representation of the United States of America, the strongest country in the world. So, yeah, yeah. So, we have a person who don't care, and he's saying things to, if it was just himself and not saying we, I, and it has a ripple effects. So it shows division, because he has spiritual division within himself. He doesn't care about how his wife feels, how his family feels. It's more of take charge. I'll put my family in the positions, even though they don't have qualifications. They won't train them. I won't retrain myself on how I speak and how my thinking patterns are hindering America. I'm gonna do what I feel is right, no matter what. No matter if I need, I might need help, but I'm too proud to say I need help. That kind of thing. So it's trickling down. So this is the state that we're in. We just definitely need prayer. And yeah. And Bill Cosby, hey, you know, um, I pray that you get it together. I don't know what's all going down here. I did like the Cosby Show. I will always like the Cosby Show. Um, and I will probably, if I have kids, probably have them to watch it. I know my nieces and nephews watch it, and it is a good representation of what a family should be. I don't know you in your personal life. After that, looking at that, I probably wouldn't want to know. But looks can be deceiving. I understand that, because things that look like they're right, it says things that seem right to a man may be destructive. So, I let God be the judge with that. So, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna rant on too long, because um, I need to get myself up. So hopefully, I said something I said or done can help you on your journey. And stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And thanks. Stay tuned.